What's up, Internet? We are back with another fantabuloso Sega Saturn day. This time with possibly the best Saturn import I own. Mostly thanks to the incredible generosity of JetWolf for hooking me up with it. This is Bulk Slash. It's a game I've wanted for a very long time. Reviewed it earlier this year. Of course, we are doing this on the Satiator and not my actual disc, though, to test out the Satiator's limits. This actually isn't the first time I've played this on the Satiator. I actually did this on my own time. It was one of the first games I played. Because I was just finishing up the review at that time, needed some pickup shots and stuff. And the game actually freaked out post-credit sequence, so the game didn't actually save, which is not good. But tonight I was either gonna do this or one of the many Gundam games on the Saturn. Let me just make sure my configuration's set. Yeah, I got it set to easy just for pickup shots, so there we go. But there was a lot of Gundam games on the Saturn. I believe there was 9 of them. There was the 3 Blue Destiny games, Gundam, Zeta, 2 Garen Greed games, plus SD8. Anyway, these are little people we can have on our team. These are people that I rescued in previous playthroughs, minus like the 2 playthroughs I already did that didn't save properly. This will come into play later, but basically every time you clear the game with a teammate, they get added to your roster, so I can find the others, and next time I play through the game, they'll be unlockable. They supposedly have special abilities, although as far as I know, only the secret special unlockable one has the actual special abilities. Otherwise, it's just pick your favorite collectible waifu, basically. This lady's a career thief, and she's awesome. And this lady speaks in weird English, and it's endearing as hell, and she swears a whole bunch. So it's like having Joseph Joestar on your team, except if Joseph was a girl, which he did as well. So, you know, it's just like having Joseph Joestar on your team. So while I like Lupia, I think we'll go with Koron for now. We'll be picking up a new teammate just for the sake of completing the game and getting more progress, assuming the Satiator doesn't freak out on the credits. Hey, Vermilion, what's up? Got that review coming. It's almost done. I'm almost done editing it, so that's nice. But basically, every stage has a different collectible waifu we can pick up. I know exactly which one we're going to go for this time. We're going to go for, I believe, stage 3, because I just think she's fantastic, and she has that delightful Ojo-sama laugh that I find quite endearing. But otherwise, we get to stick around with Lady Joseph Joestar. Okay, so that's Miss. That is one of the collectible waifus. She's the generic career soldier lady. She's literally parked in front of you, just so you understand. This is a weapon pickup. We're looking for the B. Just got to... we missed it. Okay. Basically, there's 3 weapons. Every weapon pickup cycles through them, I believe, twice. B is the best one. You don't want... the F is Flamethrower. Flamethrower's okay. The 3rd one completely sucks. Attacks in this game are basically just your weapon, and then if you don't attack for a while, you see that little charging bar on the left, it turns into a bomb. There is also, if I can remember what the button is, there we go, we can turn to a plane. And the charge turns into some Macross missiles that go crazy. This game is really damn cool. Also, there's a speed modifier, if I can remember what the button is. There it is. It has been a little while since I played Bulk Slash. I'm sad about that, too, because I really quite like this game. The first couple stages in this game, though, have like a weird thing. And I didn't actually mention this in my review. I probably should have. But it has like this weird just habit of spawning random shit. Like, there's planes dropping missiles on us right now that are already gone, but like they'll just spawn indefinitely for some reason, which actually makes getting into this stage a little bit tricky, especially because like the first couple stages do it, but every stage otherwise is basically different. There's sort of a continuing theme of completing a certain number of the objectives, usually either collecting or destroying stuff, and then you fight a boss, but otherwise each stage is kind of unique, and that's kind of what I think is great about this game. It's very cool. But I just think this is probably the coolest import I have for the Saturn. I've wanted this for a very long time, so the fact that, you know, JetWolf went out of his way to hook me up with a copy, that was very cool. Where's the speed down button? I want the shield power up. There we go. Now I can go all faster. Honestly, there's not a lot of reason to play as the mech form. You can pretty much play this game entirely in jet form with maybe one level exception. But for the most part, there's not a huge need to play as the mech at any real point. It's honestly a little safer just because you get to move around a whole bunch. But, you know, I said this in my review, if you're looking for a Saturn mecha thing, this is possibly the best one of the many, 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 many ones, including Robotica. Oh god, let's not talk about Robotica. I'm gonna have to do Robotica for one of these, and I really don't want to do that. Oh god, that would be, like, the worst thing. I tried to play it, and it actually does work with the Satiator, which makes me sad. It's like, oh, of all the games that work with this thing, why did it have to be that piece of garbage? Alright. Oh, also, if you have a navigator, those arrows will direct you to where stuff is, but they also just, you know, verbally tell you where stuff is relative to you. That requires actual, like, being able to hear what's going on and understanding Japanese, though, so I'm a little limited to that. I know some basic directions, like left, right, back, forward, that sort of thing. But otherwise, I'm a little bit lost as to Japanese. Virtual on. I do have virtual on. We could do that. I thought about it. The problem is that I'm not super great at virtual on. We could do virtual. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. I do have 8 other Gundam games we could go through on the Saturn as well. Oh, that's the wrong button. But man, Robotica, that's a mecha game to never play. That was one of my earliest reviews too. I do appreciate the little map that tells you like where missiles and stuff are in relativity to you, so you can kind of just take run at a distance. But guerrilla warfare seems to be the most effective way to fight most things in this game. Just, you know, fly away, get your Macross missiles, take a shot at your enemy. There's a Macross game on the Saturn. I should try and play that at some point as well. Oh, that's a shmup, and I hear it's not a particularly great one. Oh, that's not so good. Oh, alright, well, we got plenty of energy, at least, so, you know, we're not in any real risk of dying. Plus, I believe you can continue indefinitely, so there's not really a pressing need to not die. Although you do lose all your points, so your arcadiness is a bit lost. The bosses in this game are really, really cool. I like this game a lot. Alright, so that's stage 1. Alright, stage 2. We're absolutely not getting the collectible waifu in this stage, I'll tell you that much. Because this is, the collectible waifu in this stage, her name is not Minmay, and she's the worst thing ever this side of actual Minmay, because she's a Minmay XP and Minmay is the worst. I stand by Rick Hunter making the right decision in the end, but why he waffled so much with Lisa, you know, I don't know. And now I gotta watch Robotech again. Her. You can get her on your team. I don't want her. She's obnoxious, and she's a Minmay XP. I fundamentally refuse to fight with her if I don't have to. You know, if you've got access to PSN on a PS3, you can get Armored Core for like $5. I think I did back in the day. I'm hesitant to ever review another Armored Core game again because I remember I reviewed Armored Core 4 Answer, and I remember saying it was okay but not great, and its camera control sucked. And, you know, all I got were messages of people saying, well, you're not as good as the people online, so you're the worst. This is the worst video ever, and we hate you. And I've just learned that Armored Core fans are kind of insane. Like, I liked that game. You people have made me like it not so much. Congratulations there, Armored Core fans. Oh, freaking... Who loves Minmay? You're objectively wrong to do so. Oh, freaking Minmay. Man, I gotta watch Robotech again. Well, the first third of Robotech, the part that matters. You know, it's funny. I consider Robotech and Macross to be two different things. and I don't particularly care for Macross, but the only part of Robotech I actually like is the part that's Macross. I genuinely don't understand why that is. I don't know. I guess I just appreciate Robotech for what it is more than anything. But this is the big concert hall. You can find not Min-Mei around here somewhere if you wanted her in your party. We don't. I think you gotta clear out all these things and then she shows up. I don't care. I've got Lady Joseph Joestar on my team for a little while. Now, if I recall, the boss to this stage is a bit tricky. Also, we got a Beam Saber, but it only works if you're super unbelievably close to stuff. Alright, we got one more. Also, when you get one target left, the music turns to like this super heroic theme. I love it. Alright. I think it was around here. It was directed in this general. I'm going to blow up all of Min-Mei's posters. Oh, there she is. We're not picking her up. You can tell them off if you don't want them on your team. I just don't want to deal with her, ever. Alright, there should be an arrow somewhere. Oh, okay, so we're going back. Oh, it's in the big cereal bowl. There it is. I think it shows up last. There we go. Now we gotta go fight a boss. I remember this boss being a little tricky. Kind of a big angry butterfly dragon looking thing. It kind of flies around randomly and likes to just stop and get uncomfortably close. And then you take like contact damage from it, which is no good. But again, there's not really any reason to ever place the mech in this fight or in most bits of the game. Like there's one stage where really you don't want to play as the airplane. That's just because of practicality. But the rest of the time there's not really a reason to ever be the mech, which is a little unfortunate. But you know, if you've got a satiator, you're into importing. Aside from the fact that this game usually costs over $100, it's worth it. Absolutely. I love this game. You know, part of the whole Saturn day and testing out my satiator is hoping to find more really awesome imports that might even be able to dethrone this game. I think I've played one other game that I think would dethrone this game so far, and I did it on my own time, so it's not even part of the Saturn day thing. But it's also a game I probably will never be able to own, even though it's like a life goal of mine too. Which means everyone already knows exactly which game I'm talking about. Shakes fist angrily at how rare it is. Oh. Just want to play it more. Oh. Our teammate's a treat. But we gotta say goodbye to her so we can get our new teammate. Now, this is gonna be tricky, because we're basically gonna have to abandon our teammate and go collect a new one, but this is a defense mission. Fortunately, it's the only one in the game, but, you know, defense missions are terrible in general. I've never actually lost this defense mission. I've gotten really damn close once or twice, though. Okay, so there's the castle. Want to drop right here. And we'll pick up Princessin. Ooh, I love her victory laugh, because of course I do. Alright, new teammate. I think she's probably my favorite. I love the career thief, though. I do like Phantom Thief characters, so the fact that we can have like a career thief as our spotter is just delightful. Okay, so it's worth noting that the shield thing in the top of the screen is not ours or the boss's. It's what we're defending. Like the previous stages, stuff kind of randomly spawns on top of you. So there's like random ships that'll just spawn and show up and attack the ship. But they kind of spawn on your location from what I remember. So if you kind of stay away from the ship, they kind of leave it alone for the most part, from what I remember. We really don't want that ship taking damage if we can help it. Also, there's frog robots for reasons. I call them Frobots for obviously reasons. Reasons that are obvious to everyone, because they are Frobots. Gonna take out these cannons. I do love how every stage in this game is kind of completely different. I wish this game was a lot bigger, or they made a sequel though, because it really is great. And how unique every stage is just great. We're gonna fly through this tunnel, because there's a bunch of things you can blow up and collect. Which gives us lots of points. And a train spawns. And I believe if you destroy the train, it will actually respawn later. But it's kind of cool if you can. Basically, you're just waiting for the ship, for whatever reason, to just do a lap around this area for no real explained reason. And then you're good, and then it goes away. Okay, I think that's... Whoop! Nope, spoke too soon. Gotta take that guy out. Alright, I think that's most of the problems that ship is gonna face. These guys are gonna make things a little hard for us, though. But like I said, they kind of spawn on us and not the ship, so... Oh, that ship's taking damage. Are we going to be able to make it through this? Oh, come on. It always feels super, super close by the end, but I've never actually lost this thing. Like, I swear, if you lose all health... Oh! Hey, we failed! That's cool! Alright, you know what? Right there, for whatever reason... Like, the health will, like, drop to 0 anyway, and it just takes off. So the fact that we actually lost that means you can do that. Alright, but we got the princess, so we don't have to go rescue her again, so we're good. And she's going to be our spotter for the rest of the game, because we need to unlock her, assuming the satiator doesn't freak out at the ending. Okay. So. Those aren't what we needed. But yeah, I think it just over time takes damage as well. So you kind of have to just act and take care of stuff beforehand. I don't know what that red thing was, but gonna try and deal with all these threats as fast as we possibly can. What the hell was firing missiles? I have no idea. Okay. Okay. Let's go on ahead. And I think more of these guys are going to spawn right here. It's cool that you can actually lose this, though. I've never actually experienced that. Alright, those guys are taken care of that time. Now let's take care of these guys. As long as we kind of take care of all these cannons, we should be good. Those guys are clearly just attacking us, so I don't think the ship's in too much of a threat. I just want to deal with you guys. That looked like a face. Yes, I know the ship. It's doing ship-related activities and probably taking damage. That's fine. Because these turrets are a far bigger threat. And the train came back. It does that sometimes. I believe I mentioned this. It's the magical returning ship. Alright, I think we've got most of it. It's really just these random little jerk ships. And hopefully I don't shoot it, because I do believe if you take out things like I don't even know what I'm on about. I think if you just take out the turrets, you're probably fine, but these things kind of get in the way a whole bunch. I got a bot. Crap. Crappy bot. Alright, hold on. Let's see if I can deal with this while I fight stuff. Block! There we go. There we go. Now... I gotta fight a thing. There we go. I gotta fight the thing. Moderating on the fly mid-boss fight. This fight is actually kind of tricky. Also, it's definitely the Devil Gundam. Also, there's a great little bit on this stage, if I can get there. Also, he blows up the train tunnel, which is great, but there's this fantastic little ruins area that he's about to fly into, and you can just kind of park yourself in the center of it. And he kind of just doesn't know what to do about that. Also, the aiming in this game's a bit crap. You don't really ever need to do it, but you can kind of just park yourself there and you kind of get stuck for the most part. Also, he's clearly the Devil Gundam for some reason. There seems to be like a lot of actual references of Gundam and other stuff in this game, which is great. We'll be fighting the white base later, which is kind of cool. Oh, I mentioned I love that Ojo-sama laugh. I totally do. That's why she's my favorite. Also, she's a cutie. But, you know, I do like having Lady Joseph Joestar on your team. I do like the Career Thief. The girls in this game that aren't Minmay are pretty great. Okay, so this is sort of a delivery quest, sort of. And it's a bit wonky, but we'll get it done. Basically, these are bombs. You can see that they say bombs. We have to pick them up. This is another level where you could play as a mech, but why would you ever do it? You're in space, and it controls really awkward. And then you have to drop it off in little predetermined spots like that. Also, there's slight flashing, so photosensitivity warning. It's not that bad. I'm somewhat photosensitive myself, but, you know. I'm not getting any headaches or anything from this, so we're probably fine. You have to, yeah, so you can kind of do this on foot, but it's the worst thing ever. But the hitboxes on these bombs are a little bit weird, and if you hit anything substantial, you drop the bomb, which kind of sucks. Also, the collectible waifu to this stage is Superior Officer. So if you're into having some sort of pilot, co-pilot power dynamic thing, this might be your waifu. Alright, let's collect the next bomb. Alright. You can actually deliver these in any order. It's actually like a big open area, which is pretty cool. Just gotta get in there. Hope that bomb doesn't take damage. There we go. This stage is really, really short. Unless you want to blow everything up and get a lot of points. Oh, didn't pick that up right. I don't know why, but this stage kind of reminds me a little bit of Zone of the Enders. I don't even know why. Okay. Arrow just set over here. There's the target. Boop. There we go. Now I just gotta fight the boss. And then the big explosion-y thing makes big booms. It does remind me of Star Fox a little bit as well. I've got a weird story about Star Fox. The first time I played it, it was weird. Because I think someone might have chucked me into like a training mode or something. I ended up in a world that was just a space background and it was first person. But nothing happened. Like, it was just an endless thing where you just fly in a straight line and nothing would happen. I think the game might have glitched or something. I don't know. I'm more familiar with Star Fox 2 and Star Fox 64 and every other Star Fox except for the DS one than the original. I don't think I've ever actually played the original Star Fox. I played demos of it, though. Yeah, it was some kind of training mode, but like something glitched where nothing would spawn. So it was just like an empty background that we're in first person flying against for some reason. Also, we are clearly fighting the white base right now. Which I'm fine with. I was always more of an Argama fan myself. Or, I can't think of the name of the ship, but I really like the ship from Stardust Memories. Not a big Stardust Memories fan in general, but I like the ship from it. Although I think Stardust Memories is starting to warm up to me a little bit more. But I just really, really hate Koaraki. And how his single personality trait is he just doesn't like carrots because his voice actor didn't, and that's character for some reason. Yeah, I think most people just played the N64 Star Fox game, which is a real shame. I mean, Star Fox 2 should have effectively come out because it was effectively a complete game when it got canned. And, you know, as someone who does have the SNES Classic, just to have a physical version of Star Fox 2, you know, I think it's a great game. And it did a lot of really interesting things that no other Star Fox game really did. I think the DS game tried to do a few of the things, but not many. I played Star Fox Assault, and that was a weird game. That was a game that was basically designed to be an online multiplayer shooter. And it was really, really bad. I know a lot of people really like to dump on Star Fox Adventure. I only ever played it once, but I remember really liking it. Aside from a part where you had to, like, button mash, and I couldn't beat that part. And I literally went out and bought a turbo controller just to beat that part. Just because I really liked Star Fox Adventure that much. Yeah, I don't know. I like the stages of Assault that were the original Star Fox kind of design, and then after that it was just training for like a multiplayer shooter that had tons of unlocks for playing lots of levels. That I don't think anyone ever did. Did that game even have online? I don't think it did. I don't know, I just remember I rented it a whole bunch of times and I was dead set on getting the Wolfen every single time, which requires you to like play, I think something like 1,000 matches or something like that. And every time, after a few hours, I'd realize, why am I doing this? I'm not enjoying this. I hate this. This is dumb. Why would I subject myself to this? Yeah, it's true. Assault did try and do something different. I don't think it did things well, but it did do something different. I've never played Zero. That's a game I've been meaning to get. That's one of like the 5 or 6 Wii U games I actually want to get still. Okay, this is the stage where we're not going to be running around as the ship too much because it's like that one stage in Blue Destiny 3, which I'm thinking about playing through those Blue Destiny games again for Saturn Day, even though I've already done it. But it's like the one stage in Blue Destiny where you were just trapped in close range combat the entire time. There are some bits to the stage that actually feel bullshit. Hey, we actually got a weapon! Cool, we got the Flamethrower. This is sort of the medium tier weapon. It does a lot of damage, but it's not super ranged. Stuff like this is why you don't ever worry about the aiming in this game and you just focus on just charging and throwing a bomb. Because there's stuff on the walls and like on the ceilings and stuff, and it's just really hard to get. But I believe there's 4 or 5 layers to this game, this stage, and you got to collect a key card in each stage. So there's one. Yeah, I've heard Zero's not that great, and it pushes the terrible Wii U pad way too much, but you know, I'm just interested in collecting a few more final Wii U games. There really aren't that many Wii U games that were all that great, honestly. I mean, Paper Mario, I hear, was atrocious, and that's one I want to get too, but that's because I'm a big Paper Mario fan. Hell yeah! Okay. We got the Bazer. It's the best weapon ever. It's basically an electronic laser that tracks everything and hits multiple enemies, and does so very frequently. This is the best weapon in the game. Hopefully we don't see the third weapon, which is like a spread shot that moves in a 2D plane, and it's hard to hit with anything. It's true, most of the best Switch or Wii U games got ported to the Switch, except for Xenoblade Cross, which I still think should. Because I love that game. I still say it's the best Xenoblade game because it had customizable mechs. Alright, there's this. Nope, it's not here. I know our collectible waifu, which is the career thief, is in this stage, and she hangs out in the ceiling in one of these areas. Yeah, yeah. I really want... I would love Cross to get ported to the Switch just so all the Xenoblade games are there. I still need to get the Xenoblade 2 expansion as well as the remake to the original, but... you know, I would just love for Cross to be here just because I think it's the best one. Now, if I recall, our career thief friend is right around here in this room. Right around here, I believe. So, if you're playing this game and you want the career thief, who I think is one of the cooler characters, I believe she is right in the roof around here somewhere. There's the target. And since we've got a lot of time, let's see if I can find her. Just for the hell of it. I might not be able to, but I think I can. I think I can. It's like that train from that movie I watched a whole lot when I was a kid. That was probably not that great a movie. Nope, I guess I can't find her. She does... Oh! She might not because I've got her permanently unlocked, so she might already be there, but I swear she hangs out in the roof around here. I don't know. I could probably name a few Switch games that, or Wii U games that should be ported. I would say that the collection of both NES Remix games should be on there. The original Splatoon isn't. Although Splatoon's 2's on there. Although I don't like Splatoon one way or the other. Devil's Third, which just for collective purposes I would love to be there. Because I still need a copy of that and it's ridiculous. But yeah, Xenoblade's kind of the big one. Alright, so we got all the keys. Now we gotta find the door that it opens, which, spoilers, leads to a boss. Also, we gotta be a little bit careful because there are traps. Some will flip us into spikes, others are just spikes on doors. Yeah, the problem is I don't think the Wii U is region-free. At least without modification, and I don't know how to modify a Wii U. I don't even know how to modify a Wii, and apparently that's stupid easy. This boss fight might kill us also. It's kind of a not great boss fight. Oh, trap. Also, tripwire explosives. Oh, yeah, they're just going to drop a huge turret in front of us. Boss fight time. Yeah, I doubt it will ever be ported as well. Zombie U's on everything now. Oh, also arachnophobes, watch out. There's a big, not Tachikoma in this stage. It's the boss. I still don't actually know anything about Devil's Third, other than it's, like, ridiculously hard to find, and it's like a meme. More than anything, but I want it just because it sounded like it's a big deal, and I should probably try and get it for archival purposes just because it's collectible like that. And finding it later in life will be hard. But it's like, you know, I want that, I want Star Fox Zero, I want Paper Mario, even if it's not good, I want, I want the NES Remix pack. I wouldn't mind Pokken Tournament. I tried to buy it on eBay for Masella for like 20 bucks, and they didn't want it for that low. Which, as I understand, it's basically Pokemon meets Tekken, hence the name. I don't think I'd like it all that much, but, you know, again, I hear it's good. Oh, you know what the Switch needs that it doesn't have yet? It needs that weird Animal Crossing board game that needs all the amiibos ever. It needs that game. That's what it needs. Shooter hack slash, I'd play that. Yeah, Devil's Third sounds good. Now, you're probably thinking this boss fight is relatively easy looking, and you're right, it is. It's all about just timing when it lands and dropping a bomb. However, there's a second form to this, and that's when it actually gets hard. So really, it's just sort of wait around and take advantage of its weird timing. Because actually hitting it while it's moving is... It's not impossible, but it's not fun. Yeah, Yeah, no, I would play that. Shooter hack slash? Sure. That sounds good. I don't know. Like, all I know is no one seems to have it in stock, and, like, it costs, like, over $100 on eBay right now. It's like, yeah, no. Although I hear that it's, you know, the Wii U shop is closing down, so if I want it digitally, I gotta do it, like, now, apparently. Okay, so this thing will basically climb walls, shoot out baby spiders. That's kind of its whole deal. It's got a huge hitbox. It's obnoxious. It would be really nice for us to have kept that flamethrower for this, but what can you do? Or the Bazer, because the Bazer's great for everything. I do appreciate that enemies have, like, segmented damage. I don't remember that move. That reminds me of, what was his name? Mr. Black from Gunstar. Not that I remember much about him, because I always freaking just gave up on his stage, because he had such a stupid stage design. We're gonna make the whole stage a freaking board game with randomization and lots of boss fights. But it's okay, because one of them's named Melon Bread. Oh, God. You know, I could just sit here and melee this guy. I feel like that would be the most effective strategy at this point. Because this is nonsense. Alright, there we go. That fight's one of the worst fights. I love her laugh. She's fantastic. Well done, Princessin. Alright. Next stage. Stage 6. Which is, I believe, the stage you get Lady Joseph Joestar on. This is basically a big open snowfield where you fight giant mechs, not dissimilar to the boss from the first stage. This is a really neat level, and it's genuinely kind of impressively big. Like, it's kind of impressive the Saturn handles this stage as well as it does. Also, those things can shoot out like giant lasers that actively track you. Also, for the sake of testing something, I gotta find something. Okay. There's a tree there. And if we look around the tree, if our Lady Joseph Joestar was still available, she would be hanging out underneath there. Which tells me that we probably were in the right place for that thief lady, but they just don't spawn once you've beaten the game with them. Also, they have sort of a dating sim element to it. Every time you beat the game with them as your NPC teammate from the start, you unlock more unlockables, and you get like special, like, very, very soft core images of them. Okay, I could use some more armor, so I will take that. Thank you. Alright. But yeah, I think this is probably the coolest import I own for the Saturn. Possibly the coolest game I own for the Saturn. It's tough. I do own Nights into Dreams with the big fancy controller, and I do own Panzer Dragoon. And I personally very much like Astal, which I also own. So, you know. But I think import-wise, it would be hard to top this. Alright, where's the last target? This stage is absolutely huge, and there's just... honestly, there's so much of it that you probably, unless you're just farming points, will never interact with. Also, yeah, that laser these little not AT-ATs want. Their giant death laser's a bit dumb, because if you're within its range, you're absolutely going to get hit. And unless you get out of its range, you're going to get hit like 4 times. And you could actually take like a lot of damage from those things if you let them. And they actually have quite a lot of range. If you actually manage to get distance away from them, to actually see them activate their laser from a distance, you can see that their laser kind of goes insanely far. Where did it go? It managed to make some decent distance on us. I dislike that laser a lot. Alright. Come on, please go away so I can fight the boss. There we go. Mission complete. But of course, that can't be the end of it. So it's time for a boss fight. As always. This time we get to fight ourselves, except unlike us, which is a pre-rendered sprite, it's a proper 3D polygonal model. Also, it's bigger than us. Also, it looks kind of like the V8, I believe. Or the Mercurius. I get those two confused, because they are always on screen together. But, you know, it's the thing with the shields and not the big gun that's based on Raijin. Whereas the other one's based on Fujin. And it's basically a stage where you just circle each other until you kill them. For some reason, it'll sometimes just drop to the ground and then just stand there and look at you a little awkwardly. But otherwise, it's kind of this. It's not the most exciting fight ever, at least if you want to play it smart. You could probably try and play a little bit riskier. But why would you do that when you could play it smarter and guarantee it? He said in getting really not wanting to waste time and speed up. I'm impatient. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, brain. Also, they have Macross missiles too. But otherwise, this is that fight. Also, they have a big gun. I don't think we have a big fancy gun like that. We just have kind of a regular gun. Alright, we're gonna go real slow just so that I can definitely aim at you. I guess we should talk about the plot a little bit. The story of that pilot in particular was particularly deep. The plot of this game is don't worry about it. The story doesn't even kick into like the final fight, and then it just sort of exposits at you for a while. It's not great. But now we're on the final stage. This stage is terrible. Fun story. It's a big maze that, unlike the previous stages which tell you exactly what you need to do and where you need to go, this one just says, it's a big maze, figure it out. Also, it's a big maze filled with traps that you'll take damage from, which is great. Okay. Let's take care of these guys. And then I'll... There we go. Now this door right here, Kina. The unlockable waifu for this stage is in here, but you can only open this door if you've beaten the game with every other waifu. So you gotta beat this game like 8 times to see every character. And that's like not even including all their unlockable images for beating the game several times with each of them. Unfortunately, if this happens the same way it happened last time I tested the save share with this game, we're not going to be able to save our progress with this. Because progress saves after the cutscenes and the credits, and yeah, it freaked out and didn't want to show me the credits last time, so we might be able to see the final cutscene, but if everything happens the way it did last time, we will not be seeing the save screen, which means this entire playthrough is effectively for your benefit and not mine, basically. But, you know, I get to play more Bulk Slash, which is fun. Also, this stage design is terrible. Fun story. I don't remember which way I need to go, either. I remember getting, like, turned around and sent back to the entrance once. I think we're on the right track, though. I think. Also, we have a weapon. Give me the Bazer. Fortunately, we've still not seen the worst weapon in the game. I'd like to keep it that way if we can. So now boss gauntlet. Did I mention the Bazer is kind of awesome? Because, yeah, it is. Alright, shield power up. Now we got the Bazer! Thank you, randomness. Now we have another really stupid fight. I dislike this fight intensely. Basically, this guy's whole thing is he will crash into you a whole bunch if you let him. If I recall, you have to kind of destroy his arms so that he kind of loses the ability to adjust his height and stuff. But, yeah, that's that boss fight right there. And we have to redo this entire stage because continues are great. But, you know, health is carries across stages. So, you know, the fact that we had no health at the end of the last stage meant we started with very little. So I'm not really bothered by it. But, you know, starting with the Bazer in each stage is definitely a big help. With that enemy, again, it's just a matter of making sure he can't adjust his own height. If you can do that, you can effectively make it so that he can move back and forth underneath you, and you can just fly above him and just take pot shots at him until he dies. And that's how you handle that fight. But this is like a 4 or 5, I can't quite remember, boss gauntlet, and then the game just sort of ends. So I hope you've enjoyed the very deep, intricate plot of this game that it's been happy to tell you. Because it didn't tell you, because there isn't really much of one. I could drop here as the mech. It's not necessarily safe to do so, however. Huh, didn't know those guys could climb the ceiling. That's kind of cool. I just want to get out of here. Let me go. I just want to fight the boss. And not get my save data corrupted this time. That's not going to happen. I want to go up here, I think. And then we drop down here. And then we want the Bazer. There we go. I was hoping to get a healing. Didn't. Or again, the Bazer's just kind of a ridiculous weapon. It's already axed this boss's health in half. And it's dead. And we got a full Bazer. We're about to get a full health pickup. There we go. Yeah, this boss just wants to really run into you really badly. That's his whole thing, really. Oh, also, having a weapon pickup does not get rid of your bomb charge. But that's this boss for you. He just sort of does his own thing. It's definitely this boss. Enjoy eating shit, then he'll come back this way. Then he'll adjust his height so he can come up to your level to do it again. Kind of his whole thing, really. Also, there's the wall. He can only go so far. And then he'll just ram into you over and over and over. Because he's a really fun boss. Come on. Health pickup. And I think there's another Bazer around here, so we're gonna backtrack. We are on a timer, but it'll help if we get it. Also, you get different compliments depending on how many enemies you hit at once, which is kind of neat. Any of those weapon pickups? Nope. Okay. So we're going to go in with minimal Bazer, but it'll help with the next fight. The next fight is the big snaky thing, if I recall. This boss has a bizarre hitbox, but it's a snake with a scythe, if I recall. Also, there's most of his health. Again, thank you, Bazer. That backpack kind of reminds me of the Wave Rider from the Zeta Gundam a little bit. Oh god, I gotta aim. Aiming in this game, it's more an art than a science. Why did I pull out my beam saber? Oh, you are done now. So let's talk about that Bazer and why you're now dead, jerk. I'll be grabbing that health pickup you definitely dropped. Not a lot of health, but now we just got the final boss. And again, if we lose here at any point, we gotta go back to the start of the stage. Okay, here's where plot kicks in. This is our friend from when we were kids. That's us. Not that we've ever actually seen him, unless we watched the opening cutscene, which we didn't. She's angry at our military, so she's taking up arms against us, but she doesn't want to fight us, but she's going to. And then she dies horribly because it's a foreign Camille kind of situation. Not that it really matters, we never had time to get actually emotionally invested. I'd like to think she was flying the knockoff version of our machine in the previous stage, though. Just to elevate the whole rival thing. Also, for those keeping track at home, we've already fought 3 bosses in a row. Here's a 4th. And, spoilers, it has a second form, so 5 bosses in a row on top of a stage that's really dumbly designed. This game, I love this game for a lot of reasons. This stage is not one of said reasons. This stage is bad. Also, then the game just sort of ends, after having this huge exposition dump for no real reason. It does seem like they actually modeled our ship from sides we would never actually see it from, though. Or maybe it's just rotating constantly with its back against the camera. It's a little hard to tell at this distance. Alright. Time to do what we do best, and by that I mean Bazer the shit out of things. And now we're at a Bazer. So, it's time to go to backup plan. Alright, there's the first stage. Now I've got a second stage fight. Again, the Bazer just kind of wrecks shop. Also, for some reason, it's now Epion. It has 2 dragon heads. For reasons. Also, it does that. I'm hoping it's very clear that that move doesn't matter much because it's about to die. And that's the final boss. It's very, very sad. I've got very cool light wings, kind of like that really, really cool Lancelot design I like so much. My brother has a statue of that Lancelot. I'm very jealous of him. By far the best Code Geass design. Always loved the Lancelot, but got a thing for those sexy wings in the final form. They never programmed an ejection sequence into this thing, so I have to die because plot reasons. Goodbye. Okay, so that's where the game kind of ends, but you'll notice we're still playing. This gets kind of weird like that. For some reason, the game has like an extra scene you have to play after the boss, because now we're in like the mother computer thing, and we just have to go up here and touch it, and now the game's done. I don't really know why we had to actually do this. I feel like there was not really any narrative purpose to it. Granted, it's in Japanese, so I'm not sure. Also, that has umlauts on it, which means you pronounce the letter like you actually would say the letter. That's what I know about umlauts. And now our co-pilot has to comment about how sad our life is and how pitiable our friend was. But we beat the game! Yay! And for some reason we're flashing really angrily. Now, the question is, will the game freeze like it did last time I played this on the Satiator? If it did, It actually won't be during the scene, it'll be during the credits after this, but before the game actually saves our progress and lets us continue. Also, the leader of the evil group, they killed themselves. We never met them. They had zero actual bearing on our lives. They're just sort of thrown in so this game has some form of plot. And then we're seen sitting under a tree watching some kids talking about how they want to protect each other, kind of like how we did with our friend as a kid, I assume is what the game is implying. And then we walk off into the sunset, because this game got story right. Also, that guy's got a face and lips. And we're handsome. Not that you ever get to see us. And that's Bulk Slash. It's, you don't play this game for the story. Like I said, the story is don't worry about it. It's better left not talked about, really. But it's a fun little game, and it's definitely one of the coolest imports you can have for your Saturn. Now, did it freeze? Because it froze right about here when I played on my Saturn with the satiator. And it does appear to have frozen. Oh! Oh! Is it doing a thing? Is it doing a thing? It's actually running the credits this time. We can actually maybe save. And then I can unlock more stuff next time. Okay, so the satiator freaking out at the end of Bulk Slash might have been sort of a random thing. Like I said, this thing tends to weirdly react to FMVs. I think it's stuff that has to load extra movies and stuff that the satiator really struggles with. I think is the problem with it. I've noticed that you can't play Rainbow Islands at all on the Saturn. And I think part of that is it actually starts off with a cutscene. Which is kind of a shame because I actually want to record that cutscene just because it's like the most unintentionally horrifying thing ever. But this has been Bulk Slash. Once again, big thank you to JetWolf for sending me a copy because I probably would never have been able to afford this or gone out of my way to buy it. And I have always wanted a copy. And this game is really quite special to me. And I think it's probably one of the best games I have played this year. Oh. Hey, we actually got a cutscene. Also, we might be marrying the princess and... I am a commoner, but I love the princess. But you don't like us, so we're gonna jump off the cliff. Goodbye! See, this game is the gift that keeps on giving. Also, this thing is definitely the Zeta Gundam. Now, will it save? It looks like it will. Do we get some bonuses? We got one bonus. Now, to get the other bonuses, we really have to start with this and never swap characters. But we get a little image of the characters. And the more points we get through a playthrough, like I said, you have to earn it without game overing, and you have to do it pretty much from the start if you want all of them. But you unlock more stuff. And you level them up with their relationship to you, which gives you like different endings and stuff. So Bulk Slash, it's got some cool stuff going on with it. And we get to put in our name, which means it'll save, which means I can continue to unlock stuff. Which means I might unlock the secret special girl. That'd be cool. But now next time we can start with the princess if we want. And that's Bulk Slash. With one of the unlockable images from one of the other girls for some reason. I like this game a lot. I think it is one of the coolest Saturn games. It's got a great soundtrack. I'm just going to go into continue so we don't get so much noise. And I hope you enjoyed, because if you did, you know, you might know a little bit more about Bulk Slash and the amazing Sega Saturn, which is, you know, part of the whole Saturn Day thing. More Saturn for everyone. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream. Don't we go live, because we try and do this as often as possible. Saturn Day is definitely a thing. I'm still struggling with a video that wants to break every time I edit stuff, but I'm hoping to get back to proper regular streaming. It's tough. I'm sorry. I really have not. Check my stream, by the way. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking for, but okay. What am I looking at here? Oh, Steam, not stream. Okay. I'm looking at my Twitch stream manager. It's like, what am I looking at? Do I have more bots? What's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at my Steam when I'm done. For you personally, your review should be done in a day or two. I've got about 20 more minutes of video to put to audio, and we should be good. So I'm hoping to get that done tonight before I go to bed and get audio tomorrow, so it'll be done. Really just want to play more Zero Ranger. That game's really good. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Follow the stream to know we go live. Check out my YouTube channel, see everything else I do. Should have a review of Zero Ranger coming up soon. That's a pretty good game with mechs in it. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is look at awesome Saturn imports that were given to me very, very generously because I couldn't possibly afford them myself. I cannot, understate just how much I really appreciate JetWolf sending me this and how much this game means to me, because it really is a game I waited on for a very long time, but it's just in general a really damn good Saturn game, and I love the Saturn, so to have more really cool Saturn games is very, very cool. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time, hopefully sometime this week for more Live Alive, Opuna, game, and Gotcha Force. But if nothing else, there will be another Saturn day, maybe some N64 stuff, we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.